fucked. Were you surprised? Did you expect anything else? Because I fucking wasn't. Okay, how is the restructuring process going at the moment? Army-wise, you are an outlier, so you need some armies. You can keep that. I'm just going to assume that Austria will, for once, not be an asshole and, you know, do horrible things to me. Probably a choice I will regret in my near future. But you know, so be it. You're still missing troops. 4 of them. Did we order those already? We lost something in this fight, didn't we? Yeah, 1 horse unit. That explains why we are suddenly missing things. Okay, you can get 1 landwehr. Yay, 1 landwehr! Woo! I feel protected. But should you really? Yes, the question, I suppose. I guess I could move the dragooners over here as well. To restock the horses. And then this motherfucker can just march straight back. Like, why the fuck did you even call me out if I need to walk back immediately? Like, well, Sonny boy, listen. Also, objectives. We were supposed to be building a drill school. There's a will, there's a way. Yes. Neat. Yeah, there is a will. My will. A classic economics you wanted. Is that here? Classic economics, there it is. -1 happiness, more wealth, neater. I'm not too sure. Ooh, -5 upkeep though for every army unit. That is something we should go for immediately. Yeah, that's also why I choose this, isn't it? It is indeed. Okay. Do we want to take them? I mean, listen, they literally have nothing left. You know what? Yeah, we'll just quickly take them and then plan our next offenses against Oldenburg. I actually visited Oldenburg already. Nice town. Actually, the whole of East Frisia is kind of, it's kind of nice. A bit, you know, rural in most places, but there are some big cities there, of course, because of all the trade. So, some nice stuff up there. One must say. Now, let's see. This is around the middle, but that's the problem is there's some trees in my way again, isn't it? I fucking hate it when trees are in my way. Trees are sucky. Can I actually reach the enemy? I absolutely fucking can, meaning the enemy will probably charge me anyway, so I can just sit myself up here and it doesn't really matter if I hit the enemy or not. And I tell you why it doesn't matter. You don't say. Okay, that's impassable. You know what, fuck it, we're just going to cut the line there and have basically 2 units in reserve. You can stand over here and pretend to be dead, because, well, I don't really want you to go forwards. I'll be quite frank with you, if you go forward, you die. And you can just shoot right into the city and, you know, do what God has asked of you. Also, kill the general if you can. My dearly beloved little cannons, we are here today to celebrate the death of another general. To the greatness that is cannon fire. And there he goes. To be fair, cannons are the defining weapon of this particular time. Which is the whole reason why Napoleon, you know, coming from an artillery school, actually was quite fond of cannons. And made good use of them. Worked surprisingly well, considering how much France expanded in that particular time. This is just rather nice, isn't it? And we can just sit here and watch them get slaughtered bit by bit. And once they get closer, we shall give them some canister shots. You know what? Shoot them. They have like 70 left. And now the terrain is not ideal, cannons. I would love it if the terrain would be just flat, but it is what it is. We'll try to make the best out of it. Yeah, make this a bit faster. To be honest, here, no real reason to waste our time and energy. Okay, now change over. That should give you more than enough time to fucking actually reload. And then just feel free to just shoot. That should do quite well. And bye-bye. I immediately decided to run away. Understandable. Actually, a good counterpoint. See, there's not always a way where there's a will. Sometimes the will is a little bit too weak, depending on what the enemy is throwing at you. Sometimes retreating just sounds a lot nicer. Yep. Sometimes, just sometimes. No, wait a little bit. Oh, it's already over. I still don't understand why the game continuously pretends that I'm doing one heroic victory after the other, because let's be honest here, those are not heroic victories, those are basic bitch-ass victories. That's a brutal sound effect. That gets better if I zoom out. Fair enough. Now then, look, these people, the little people in Hessen, were smart enough to build some roads. That I find rather admittedly good of them. Yeah, the problem is I don't actually have any troops that I would like to leave here. I guess we'll just quickly zap over into the next turn then, shall we not? Agent is still running. Lots of these agents have really long marching times now. Now then, France, how about you start doing some shit with anyone? Especially with the big alliance. Because if you're not doing it, I'm going to next deal with some fucking Frisians and then with Denmark, spreading into the north. Not as much of a German ambition as spreading towards the east, normally speaking, but, you know. Not saying it never happened. Okay. You should be set up with a nice little army. You're still recruiting the rest of your army. You technically speaking don't have an army. But we are... Our translate actually we're gonna keep just 2 units of line infantry. That should be well enough. So you can go away, you can stay. You, my little army. Okay, if I get you to here, I don't think you can get over there, because, well, of course, the fucking Frenchies control Hanover. A bit sad stat, I must say. So we kind of have to swing here, and then we have to swing all the way over there to get to Mecklenburg in time. Okay, well, I'll do this next turn. You're going to be unhappy now, I know, but you're going to get some troops, so your happiness should return. Can I tax you? I can fucking tax you. Very good. Hmm. You are my most risque little city, so I guess I would like to actually have you something of an army. So you start with that. And we'll see if there's anything else we can build that is making... strategies once again on the ball. Regional wealth. Regional wealth is good. It's something we should work on. Not as much as we should work on the fucking roads, mind you, because roads obviously are the most advantageous thing to ever have existed. Can get Great Britain alliance technology. Do we would like fire in advance? Okay. I give you both public schooling and fire in advance. Would you? Nice. So now we have set things up nicely. We have Austria, we have Great Britain, and we have Russia, and that's good. Okay, Russia is at war with France. Austria is at war with France. Great Britain is at war with France. Everybody hates on France. To be fair, I can absolutely understand why you would hate on the fucking Frenchies. And the Batavian Republic. I don't think I want to fuck with you, do I? Oh, not really. So, you know what? I'm going to trade with you instead. How about that? Why would we attack the poor Batavian Republic? That would be mean. Denmark, however. Denmark is going to get fucked. But after that, we're kind of running out of things we can immediately attack. We're going to ignore you, because, you know, you're your friends. At least I will assume you're friends. I will assume that a combined Austrian, Russian, British army will be enough to keep the Frenchies busy. So that we can, you know, deal with this shit. And once we're done with this shit, we might actually want to deal with the Swedes as well. Swedes, how about you? You are... No, you are allied with everybody, are you? Why are you at war with the Batarian? You're at war with them as well? You are. Well, I might have to reconsider my friendliness towards the Batarian republics then, but nah. I don't think I want to fuck with them. Instead, I think I would rather like to fuck with the Frenchies, especially considering that they have Hanover. That's something I would like to start once I actually have a second full stack army at, you know, the ideal situation. I guess next turn we're just going to follow the original plan, so to speak. I mean, it's better to say, I don't, even with just one stack, I don't really fear the Frenchies. What I fear is the fact that they're going to send hundreds of mini stacks all over the place and annoy me by trying to take over things and then have to fight like 10, 12 battles per turn. That would be rather annoying, rather quickly. I would rather, you know, avoid that. Ruskies are sending the armies down, fair enough. I do hate when the AI does this though, like, you know, 1-2 unit army stacks that are just continuously trying to move somewhere just to fuck with you, basically. Not a fan of that. But well. Good, you've done your job well. Workers on strike, Nesson Castle. I'm not surprised. You're still going to be fucked for at least a turn. Because we don't have enough repression. Well, we do have some money. We're gonna have more money soonish. How bad are you wounded? The horses are kind of wounded, but meh. I'm not relying on horses anyway. Declare war. Call allies? Nah, we don't need our allies for that. This is going to be a one-on-one manly duel. Watch of Landwehr. Since I technically speaking also need, I mean, I guess technically also need Bohemia, don't I? If I actually were to wanting to play this to completion, where fucking is it? Yeah, I would need Bohemia, I would need Mecklenburg, that's what we're gonna get. Hanover, Oldenburg, Baden-Württemberg, Bavaria. And I guess actually we can go into war with France first would probably be the wiser move though, when you think about it. Oh, let's see, we can still build those, but those means minus happiness for the lower classes, right? Yeah. I also not like to necessarily do that immediately. Where do we have a supply port? I guess it's kinda helpful. But I like markets more. +2 happiness for all classes. Well, that sounds good. The fact that it takes fucking forever to build, well, you know. Will you? Yes, you just give me more money. You too. Okay, so we do have a lot of fields that need some fucking upgrade. I getcha, game, I getcha. A few more gentlemen clubs. General happiness seems like a very good thing to have, doesn't it? As for you, you will probably need some... yeah, you literally have nothing here. Fuck me sideways. I don't even have roads. Well, that's a problem. That is not going to be enough, at least not without any sort of, you know... Do we have walls at least? No. Ah, the Star Fort. That's also a rather neaty, gritty little invention that Hero came up with in the age of cannons to make forts actually be worthwhile. Worked surprisingly well, I must say. I wonder where the French legions would be at the moment. All I can add, I did start, you know, going after fucking Munich, Bavaria. Well, so be it. I think for the moment we're just going to play a few more turns nice and quickly, and then I'll have to excuse myself. It has been quite the annoying week once more. But well, it's over now. And for once I have nothing on the weekend. Nothing to write, nothing to worry about. I mean, I do need to write, to write like one email, but it's basically 5 minutes of work, so meh. Probably something I'm gonna do very early tomorrow just to get it out of my fucking hair, and then I'll be free for 2 whole days. Next week is gonna be stressful again. But so be it. Jürgen Schwegler. I don't know who you are, Jürgen Schwegler, but your life will be short and brutal, probably. Oh yeah, the prince, who has risked life and limb already in battle, a truly dedicated hero. I mean, he's not Blücher, but she's, you know, doing a good job right about now. Oh shit, rain. Yeah, it's always nice when it rains, isn't it? How are we gonna... And there's a forest right in front of me. No, but we're just gonna centralize all of our cannons again and just go like, mwah, all cannons. How far can you shoot with that? Can you hit the enemy at this rate? No, you can't, but the enemy is going to attack us anyway, so...
Damn this weather, sir. Wet powder makes misfires a certainty.
I can't say. Can you just stand there and... push them behind the cannons and horses. I really don't like that though. It makes me feel like there's a certain cancer here. Okay, let's not stand in front of the cannons. That's even more gay. I really would like it if my cannons could go forward a little bit further, but... I mean, if they can't, so fucking be it. I would really like it if you could, you know, stand somewhat in a fucking line. The enemy's not gonna have a fun time going around there, I suppose. Doesn't really matter too much. Well then. Let the enemy comet then. We're gonna zap forward until they're actually in range, so we can, you know, get something out of that. You also have to, yeah. This is not even less than ideal. This is hilariously bad positioning. Yeah, because all of my shots are going to fucking... I really should have checked out the fucking terrain. Yes, I should have. Did I do that though? Well, no. A regretful choice indeed. Now, try again. Okay, now we're gonna keep you in reserve, and we're gonna position you so you can have some fun time shooting at the enemy. Same with you, actually. I'm gonna position you as well so you can have some fun time shooting at enemies. As for the cannons, if you could hit their general, that would be most appreciated, of course. Well, only if you could.
We have killed their general, sir.
Ah.
They must break.
Well, that was nice of you. Some Fusiliers. They're not gonna survive long if you send them in alone and unsupported, you fucktard. They not gonna be happy. They're not gonna be happy-peppy at all. In fact, they're going to be rather unhappy, very, very, very much. Which is, to be fair, understandable. I would be unhappy as well in their fucking position. And now you're riding your horses right in front of more of my people. Are you sure that is a good idea? Yeah, I was about to say. Doesn't sound like a good idea, does it now? Nope. Not at fucking all. I mean, it's a good way to break your own units, if that is your goal, so to speak. Would I recommend doing it, though? No, not so much. Really not so much. There's some Landwehr. Okay, you could move forward a little bit. So that we can get more fire on them. That sounds reasonable. Can you shoot them now? Yes, you can. That is all we need. You know, since the enemy is such an asshole, how about you charge them instead of taking the fire? You were not prepared! And it's going to bite you in the ass now. Actually, since the other unit is also almost breaking, just break them. Well, you're at it, you know. A bit of an added benefit, basically. Okay, these are more people, so chase them a bit longer then. You just deal some more damage to them, because you can. It's lovely, nice, it's simple and dandy. Up here, everything is still kinda okay. Sure, running around. You're trying to get behind me, which I don't really appreciate. In fact, I would go so far as to say I really don't appreciate that. Will it be enough to break them down? Yeah, I'm about to say yes. I'm about to say very much so, yes. Breaking it, huh, you know. While you're at it, why don't you deal with the fucking cannons? Right, Horshish, believe in yourself. Smoosh. Smooshing right through the enemy. And smoosh. Sometimes you just have to smoosh a little bit harder. Now you're gonna eat some fire. Okay, that's not so nice. Whoosh. Since you're not done destroying everything they ever loved and cherished, you can come back and enjoy your time. Shitting around and doing
The
nothing.
men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Phew.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
I would say so, yes. I don't think the enemy is going to be
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
enjoying their time. You know what? Use the other ones, why don't you? If you can get them to actually hit something, that would be much appreciated. Seems good. It seems good. It seems like everybody's running away. And another heroic victory. I'm still not sure that we should count every one of my victories as heroic victories, but I'm not saying no game.
Glorreicher Sieg!
And we lost like, what, 49 people? Yeah, I was about to say. We have another spy. That's neato. Because I would really like to see some stuff of the French movement. So if you could infiltrate that, that would be much, much, much appreciated. Another spy. You go over to there, infiltrate. Give me some information. And another gentleman. A man of gent. And the worker's right. Meh. It's like I'm not surprised, but mildly annoyed. And that is all you have achieved. Congratulations. That's an army I do need to build up at some point. Well, has at least everyone understood the grand idea of building dirt roads yet? Of course not. There's always that one fucking place you overlook and then you go back and you go like, fuck, why are these people still living in the Stone Age? So many things one could get. How about you get that first? Because that seems rather useful to have. And this would leave us with another potential weak point, I must say, that I'm not too happy about. I mean, so long as the French don't openly declare war on me, I will always gonna have to start basically, you know, dealing with that one way or another. But it's lightly guarded, so it's not really a problem. Because you can just build a nice little random army up here, send them over there, while the rest of the army is probably going to start their pushback down in Munich. So this one just has to hold. Budget. It might. I don't think we can actually reduce this army though. Yeah, that gives you 3 units of those. It's not bad of an army. That should take care of that. New arm, relatively secured, so long as the Frenchies don't outright beat the fucking Austrians. Is anyone else that's not paying taxes? Not really, no. All is well in the world. It's going to take a while for me to finish because I'm kind of prioritizing other things and nobody I can do trade with. Okay. I guess it's high time that we take Oldenburg then. I really want to go to the field for that. You know what? Fine. Just because we fucking can. Valentin Hofstetter, your life will be painfully short. In fact, it would be surprising if you even managed to reach me before my cannons make all of your people run away. Which is kind of what I will presume would happen. Okay, so this time you're all the way back here. So we should probably focus all of our cannons, so nicely and randomly, on this side. And yeah, I was about to say it's probably going to be a bit too much. But the only problem is that now my people are once again standing relatively unfortunate right in front of our cannons, which is, for better or worse, not what I would call a good idea. Standing in front of cannons is unhealthy. It has an unfortunate tendency to murder. Fuck you. And I don't think we really need to worry about anything else. This time only horses, since they're already kind of wounded, stay behind. Well, you know what, the general can stand in front. Be all impressive and shit. Alright, what are you gonna do, enemy? Yeah, like, well, we realize you have cannons, we're probably going to attack you. Or at least try. Well, to be fair, my cannons also will not have an easy time hitting you, necessarily. At least not at the moment. That was nice. Not really efficient. I only killed one guy. But it was nice to look at. Okay, then why don't you just all shoot at the random armed citizenry? Blong. That's failed a little bit high, I'll have you know. Let's make this a bit faster, shall we? We should absolutely improve our cannons, though, at some point. Yeah, better. Still not very efficient, but better. These are all relatively small cannons. Just yet. I haven't really, you know, developed the really big and nasty ones just yet. The enemy decides it might be time that we start running. Well, and I decided it might be time that we start, you know, using fucking canister shot at you. What's with you? Random cannoneer just decided to go like forward. He got, you know, a bit impacted by the sheer heat of the situation. Wanted to charge the enemy up front. A bold choice, yes, but not a good choice for somebody who was supposed to be running, well, not running, using cannons. And they randomly decide to run away, yes, well, yeah, yes, kind of foreseeable. The consequences of their actions caught up to them, consequences being running in front of the enemy. Not a wise choice. In fact, not a wise choice at all. They even bring the general in range. Well, that's bold. Well then, use the big cannons again. Why don't you? See if you cannot hit their general. Well, and it was their general, wasn't it? Well, we killed precisely one, and it was right, the absolute right person we needed to kill. I think your DS would have a bit more range than my guys, don't you? Let's see how that works out for you. Against cannons. Apparently not that good. Yep, apparently not good at all. Like, oh well, sucks to be us. Yes, sucks to be us indeed. We shall peacefully occupy, yes, because we are peaceful people. They should destroy it. Another spy? No, I was about to say we are not getting another spy, do we now? Can't actually afford to do it. If I don't do this, will I have enough money to repair you? Yes. Good. Okay. With that, our preparations are basically done, so we can focus on the next best goal, namely the Danes and their friends in Mecklenburg. Which does mean that I kind of would like to move this army. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? Okay, so if I wanted to attack you, you need to go all the way around. So you march on your way. You send all 3 of your people over there. Troop. Well, we accept them from paying taxes for a while, and then we need to start building up these 3 units of line infantry relatively soonish. Okay. That turn. See what the Frenchies are doing. Frenchies are not doing much. I mean, you would assume that an alliance of Austria and Russia would be more than capable of at least pushing back against the fucking Frenchies. So far, they haven't really been successful at that. To be fair, Russia always has the problem they do kind of need to march a lot of space, so it takes them a few turns to actually get into range for some action. I mean, seriously, it shouldn't be a problem, should it be? Okay, so before we do anything else, we recruit a few more. Yeah, Jesus Christ, that takes fucking forever. Which makes it tempting to build a barracks down here. I'll be quite honest with you. At least everything else should be decently set up. Now, since we do have a general, I'm gonna send you in here, and you're going to build yourself up a nice little army. Means you need cannons. And loin infantry. And since that is going to cost me so much fucking money, it's not even reasonable. Okay, so get closer. Agents, where is everybody? You are moving towards there. Oops, don't need to fucking building browser, fuck you. No, agents, you done your job. You are there and you have not yet done your job because you're not close enough to do your job. So start fucking moving. You are already there, which means you're just gonna keep watch on the army. Well, this is actually somewhat closer towards being an actual army. Lots of line infantry, cannons, horses. Not much in the way of militia shit, so that's good. All of my gentlemen are in Magdeburg doing their studies. I still don't believe that we are gonna have much in the way of trouble actually taking anything so far. And now my worries are kinda, you know, not yet there. I think we're gonna attack next turn then, aren't we? Yes. It gives me a bit of time to heal, which is also nice. Might actually want to tell you to build up as well, because you're also in the neighborhood of the fucking Frenchies. And as we all know, you should never trust your neighborhood Frenchies. Okay, and then we will basically just wait until we have another army. Yeah, we might actually... I don't really want to save up for the Star Fort. It's fun to fight on a Star Fort, to be fair. But I think for the moment it would be more pleasant to actually have the capability of producing a few troops along the way. Now the little spy, what can you tell me? Because we do, of course, would like some intel about the Frenchies. War declared, decision is wrong, you France. Fuck you. Your chiming is imperatively bad, because I wasn't yet ready for that. Then again, it was only a question of time until France went like, well, it's war now, fuck you. I know. Might have been a bit too optimistic in that time frame. Optimism how, eh? Well. And Russia still moves their small, minor, absolutely not important nations all over the place. There comes the fucking assholes. Yeah, those two are not really surprising. Now the question then becomes, instead of going to war there, we might have to, well, reconsider our war goals. But that army will probably not be enough to deal with all of my units. Well, I say all of my units. This one is not really prepared yet. Nor are these other ones necessarily prepared. Hey, spy. Oh, relatively close, aren't ya? Yeah, there's a full stack army of the Frenchies in there. Led by Napoleon Bonaparte himself. That explains the problems. That also means that the French mainland is probably relatively undefended. Diplomacy. Let me see here. Minor nations. Can I do some trade with Denmark? I do already. With Mecklenburg. I do already. Okay. Maybe. Good. So I can take you in. If I could get the Danes in as well. If I give you some technology, like fire in advance. If I give you two technologies, like fire in advance and army corps organization. Okay, fair enough. So Mecklenburg, you know, my friend, can I ask you to join wars? Actually, are all my allies in the war? You are in the war. You are in the war. You are in the war. You are not yet in the war, which is why I really would like you to be in this war. How about some more technology? Okay, so I have now managed to drag you into this as well. But can we go to peace? Of course not. So, major nation, France. France is basically hated by pretty much everyone apart from Spain and some parts of Italy. And the Ottomans, interestingly enough. Really would have liked to push and pull until we get some more friendlies in, but so be it. Actually, since I now have an agent here, I could ask him to try and assassinate our most hated enemy, also known widely as the Frenchies. Okay, so you take that. Yeah, then we move over to Amsterdam, deal with that, so we have that out of the war, and I guess then we can go over to Paris and shit. And it depends on what the Frenchies do next, I suppose. I mean, Austria should be well truly capable of keeping the rest of the territory safe. And if the Brits could actually manage to get their ass over the fucking strait and attack, that would be most appreciated. Many small Russian units just walking through the countryside. For no fucking other reason than, well, I mean, you know, they can and they have nothing else to do apparently. This is not how you make Waterloo, mind you. It requires actually armies. Now, are you willing to attack me? I wonder. Two units at best. Yeah, I mean, we can send some reinforcement, I suppose. I mean, worst case scenario, we can actually probably do something about it. Okay, siege that. Can we reach that from here? We actually can't. How does the army look in here? Not bad. 1, 3, 4, 5 more units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting there. But technically, just with this army and these, we should be more than able to actually take back Munich. Even if Bonaparte himself sits in here and does nothing. 25% chance. I mean, hey, not a bad chance. I mean, he tried. These are my allies. Assassinate. Now Denmark, have you considered maybe joining us? Question lines. Still not, eh? Clash Alliance, how about 2 technologies for that? Okay, let's go all in, shall we? Request Alliance. Yeah, I was about to say, technology is still the best we can do. Because I literally don't have any money to spare at the moment. Okay, are you people still not paying taxes? You don't, but you'll be doing it now. You're paying taxes like good people. And you still need to rebuild your army before you can take taxes again. Fucking fine. Show spielt. I think we can just send these 3 landwehr into Hanover and basically be done with it. I mean, you only really have armed citizens. Yeah. And I guess there's technically speaking no fucking reason for us to just wait at the moment, since right now speed seems a bit more of the essence against these fucking idiots. Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte. A disgusting French sounding name, isn't it? Be a shame if somebody were to rain cannons on your fucking head. Really a shame. A most brutal shame, even. Here we have a relatively good line of fire here. So, Cannons. Cannons, come here. Everybody else just stands behind. Set cannons. The Aussies are going to stand behind and laugh. Ah, the first time against the Frenchies. Said Frenchies were not gonna be very happy. Because they too have not yet understood, rather, I have no understanding what it means to actually use light infantry instead of just armed citizenry. At least you know, at least use the French equivalent to Landwehr. You know, militia troops at the very least. Something that has done some training sometime and is actually capable of, you know, standing up. That you're sending in your poor little citizenry. And they're not happy, people. Actually, is there any chance of you two hitting the general in the woods? Probably not a good chance, I'll be honest here, but, you know, never know, maybe lucky shot.
We have killed their general, sir. Now
That is,
they must break.
that is what I would call a nice lucky shot. Now then, will you attack me now? Yeah, like, yes, we'll try. And listen, you're going to get fired upon. Most brutally. Pong pong. Okay, now we change over to the nice little ones. A bit of shrapnel in the face. Never hurt anyone. At least so far not on our side. Might very well hurt the enemy side though. Whee! And suddenly the armed citizenry decides, very surprisingly, to go like, hey, you know what, fuck this shit, we're out. Nobody was surprised by their sudden decision, as it is rather understandable. I do love the look of the battlefield though. Nice amounts of smoke. Could be even more smoky if you ask me. You know what, cannons, shoot on their target first, please. These are just gonna get fucked. Turn your cannons, turn them around, more nice and proper. And go like pew pew. And as soon as the wreck, you can go back to shooting actual cannonballs.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at the numbers, that's kind of how this is going to go. Churchill's Regiment of Foot, Fusiliers of Line. I at least got some units here, I suppose. That could be considered to be actual units, you know, it's yeah, good on you, good on you. Not that I think they will last, but, you know. Charge! Stops. Idiot. If you're committing to a charge, then you have to fucking charge. There really no other option. Although I will point out the precision of my units is also not, you know, quite where I want it to be. I think the amount of fire and the amount of fucking casualties we actually get out of it. There's it again, the 13th Regiment comes back for another beating. And flees just as fast. Did they really put their cannons in the fucking woods? They did. That's what I would like to call a bold choice. Not necessarily a smart choice. Aussies! Hello, Aussies. Well, goodbye, Aussies. Well, then I guess this is indeed a job for other Aussies.
Sir, our general is under attack.
I know. I was pretty much expecting as much. And as one of those undeserved heroic victories, the game really does like to give me heroic victories. To be fair, that had most to do with the fact that we are not actually losing that many people per battle, compared to the number of people we're actually killing. I'm not gonna liberate you, fuck you, you're my country now. Then we can snack that morgue over there. Moving up you. You are still recruiting, right? Yes, you are. Gonna be exempt from taxation for a little bit. You are gonna be exempt from taxation as well. Fuck it. We're gonna give you a freebie, because we're that nice. You're still building up your army. Now it's like, come on. Come on. Batavian Republic. Attack me. Believe in yourself. Like, I absolutely fucking not believe in you, because I'm gonna fucking crush you. How long will it take to build this army up? Probably a few more turns. At least we're gonna have some roads to travel in the near future. That would be nice. Actual fucking roads. Wouldn't that be cute? It's like, wow, roads. To be fair, dirt roads, but still, you know, wow, roads. It actually feels like people have been living here for centuries and have at least managed to, through, you know, continuous travel, managed to punch down, or well, thread down the fucking dirt in something that resembles a road. Which indicates where people have usually been going. Really, all the way up there, eh? Bit of a cuntish move of you, if I had to say. I can still attack you, though. I think for once we can just let the auto resolve that, do that for us. Okay, from here we just move over there. You have 4 units, technically speaking. You should probably go to 4 units. You should probably do so as well. Although it will fucking take you forever, of course. You get some dirt roads. I don't think you will need much in the way of units. Okay, next turn we need to make more money. Nation destroyed. Switzerland. Taken by Austria. Nice. Austria is doing its thing. I think the biggest breakpoint for Austria right now is they're not actually willing to attack fucking Munich because, well, Napoleon just fucking sits there smack dab and does nothing. There's another fucking French army. I don't like the look of that. I mean, I guess once we start taking lands from them, they'll probably going to want to come back to somewhere or another and, you know, deal with me. Because I might get a bit uppity. Sure they can reach at least. The question is if they want to risk it. No, that's gonna be the question. I mean, it's not like the Frenchies don't have any armies, and the main problem I have with DI is the DI has an unfortunate tendency to actually split up their armies in many, many stupid ways, which I really don't appreciate. Because it becomes quite a bit of a pain in the ass having to chase after, like, you know, small miniature armies that just roll around the countryside and destroy things all merrily. It is what we like to call a bit of a pain in the ass. Another spy. Okay. Send him down there. Would like to get some information. Yay! National census. Okay, fair enough. We're doing this, are we? +2 bonus to global tax rate. That sounds neato. Is there anything else here I would like to go to? Cavalry is really not that important. Neighbors carronades. Construction of carronade frigates, which is cute but not important. That's not important. I'm not a sea nation. Movement rates. That sounds fucking good. Could you give me logistics? Then you. And it's a bit of a blind charge, to be fair, but you know. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Great. That is indeed great for us. Okay. Good for units. And my secondary army. How are we this fine day? We still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Okay, in 2 turns this army is ready as well. Ready to be set out. I deal with some Frenchies along the way. Especially Napoleon. I think, oh, later is it? Yeah, we're probably gonna last a little bit more at least, so we can at least have a nice little, you know, big fight at the end there. Some stables. Sure. Nice and cheap. I do love nice and cheap, I must admit. In fact, the prices are so low, you can't beat them. So, we deal with this, then this army can just start dealing with French land. The secondary army in 2 turns can start moving down to Munich. I would like to have the Battle of Munich as the last battle, because that would be a nice big battle to deal with. Where the fuck are you going, little Frenchman? You dare to come up to me? I'm gonna get fucking annihilated. And now we have to wait what feels like a good fucking solid 10 minutes while Russia moves small little stacks of units all over the map again. Ah, Russia.